J-Man here for another comic book review. Peacemaker Tries Hard issue 2. So I wasn't going to buy this. I read issue 1. I don't remember what I gave it, like a 7 or 8, maybe a 7. And I thought, I don't know. Am I a big Peacemaker fan? You know, I like the John Cena show. I thought it was kind of cute. I like Peacemaker. I liked Vigilante. There's a little Vigilante Funko there and a Peacemaker one there and the Peacemaker figure right back there. So I thought maybe I do like Peacemaker, but I haven't really read any Peacemaker comics. I tried to go through and find some of the older ones. They're harder to find. You can find them on digital, but I didn't really read them. So I thought, okay, I read issue 1. I thought it was okay. I woke up this morning, I got the digital version of this, and I read the digital version. I thought, I like this. I'm going to go ahead and buy the actual physical comic. So we're going to review this using my space system: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 to 2. 2 is the best you can get. Now remember, when I grade these comics, I'm putting them against themselves and their peers. So I'm not comparing this to, you know, Alan Moore's Watchmen. I'm not comparing this to Superman or Batman or something. When you buy this Peacemaker comic, based on what you know in the first issue, you know what to expect now. Issue 1's different. You don't know what to expect. Now you do know. You read issue 1. If you liked issue 1, how well does this compare now? So if I give this a really high score, I'm not saying this is better than, you know, V for Vendetta or something. So if I gave this a 10 out of 10, I'm not saying this is 10 out of 10 like, you know, like Dark Knight Returns or something. I'm giving the score based on this comic. When you pay your money, I don't know how much this costs. Whatever this costs, $5. Well, that's a lot. I don't know if it's worth $5. But anyways, when you pay your money, are you getting a good value out of it? Covers cardstock, so that's nice. I'm going to give the storyline a 1.5. I mean, it's cute, right? Like, they need DNA from Deathstroke. So the Brain and Mala, who's that French or whatever gorilla, they want Peacemaker to go get the it's like either a pubic hair or like a mustache hair or something, and that's what they got to do. So in the meantime, I'm giving the story 1.5 because I actually enjoyed the two of them hanging out together. I thought this was a lot of fun. You know, they're kind of bantering a little bit back and forth. And Peacemaker's a silly character, and it's made to be silly. But I still like him. I find that there's a little bit of something else going on, even with John Cena's performance. I know it's a bit silly and dumb. It's a bit like a trauma movie or whatever. But I felt that there was a little bit of heart to it, and I think that was all right. And I think they captured that in this comic as well. It's definitely silly. It's definitely not for everyone. It's definitely not 2 out of 2 for the story. It is pretty simple, and it's what I expected, but a little bit more. So that's where the 0.5 comes into play. 1.5 for story. Pacing, I'm actually going to give this a 1.5 for pacing. I thought the pacing was really good. I'm close to giving it a 2. It would have been cool to have a little bit more pages of action and a little less pages, maybe 1 page less of like the bantering and maybe 1 extra bit of action. Peacemaker to me is an action-oriented character. I want to see him fight and shoot guns and do stuff. So you got that, but not enough in my opinion. So 1.5 for pacing. I wasn't bored, but it could have been faster, a little bit better. Artistry, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 2 for artistry. I find that it's very colorful. It's very bright. I love this cover too, by the way. And I like this Peacemaker costume. I think it looks really cool. I think the two of them together are nice. You know, I like this. It's working for me on this comic. Again, I'm not saying this is better than Jack Kirby or like Alex Ross or some craziness. I'm just saying for this comic, it really worked for me. So artistry, 2 out of 2. I really enjoyed the art here. Characters, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 2 for the characters because, look, I like Peacemaker. That's it. There really isn't any other characters in this. The ape or whatever, he's okay, I guess. Like, you know, he's just there. So it's a pass. It is about Peacemaker. So if you like Peacemaker in the comic that you're reading about Peacemaker, that's an automatic 1 out of 2 because that's a pass. So I'm going to give that a 1 out of 2 for the character. So what are we at here? 1.5, 1.5, so 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I'm going to give enjoyment factor 1.5. So 7.5. Is that correct? So I did 1.5, 1.5. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. I really actually like this one. Maybe it's an 8 out of 10. I could even maybe go to an 8 out of 10. That might be slightly high, but I'd be willing to make an argument or to hear an argument for an 8 out of 10. If Peacemaker is not your character, and if you did not like the John Cena television series by James Gunn, then for sure this is a not for you comic, okay? But I believe that if you did enjoy that series and you do want to get into a comic book that resembles that series, then this is a very good representation of that in comic book form. So for that reason, I'm giving it a 7.5. And I believe that if you really like Peacemaker, the TV show, you might go even higher on this comic. You might say this is more like a 9 out of 10 because it does capture the feel of that show pretty good. So I'm going to recommend this based on that, little asterisk point. If you like John Cena, boom, get this one. They even kind of draw it like him. So let me know what your thoughts are on Peacemaker Tries Hard. I thought they tried hard and they succeeded. So there you go. Until next time.